Hello and welcome back to the next game dev tutorial. We're going to be making the rest of our entities today, including the HUD. So we're pretty much just gonna plow through the rest of the PlayState. Okay, so go ahead and make a new class in entities. We're gonna call it MotherShip. Now this is that UFO that shows up at the top of the screen. That's worth a random amount of points, kind of. So anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and do final float speed equals 2.02982f. Now this is so that at 60 frames a second it goes at this speed. It goes across the width of the game while it's playing the sound, so that it goes at the same, so that it is finished across the screen by the time the sound is done playing. So it's just some timing thing. Texture, go ahead, put that in text, then private integer point worth. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and do a getter for point worth. Oh, I forgot, this extends entity. Go ahead and add unimplemented methods. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so generate getters and setters. We want point worth. Get after dispose. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and do our constructor, so super, so that it constructs our bounds and velocity. So if mathUtils random boolean, this is just 50-50 chance. Bounds.set, so bounds.set, this is going to be here. It's going to be 0 my constants dot world height times 0.9 f width text dot get width. Oh, I forgot to initialize the texture. Text dot get height. And before the if statement, go ahead and initialize the texture. So new texture entities slash enemy slash mothership dot png. I can type. So it will be this one. That's our mothership. Alright. And then vel dot set. So if it's starting at x0, then it's going to be going to the right, so it's going to be positive speed. And then else bounds dot set my constants dot game width same my, so this one's it's starting on the right side of the screen or of the game. World height times 0.9f, and then here it's gonna be text.get width. No, this is get height, sorry. And this one's text.get width. So yeah, copy that, and then yeah, cool. So then vel.set to now it's going to the left, so the speed's going to be negative. So negative speed. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and assign random point worths. So in the original Space Invaders, there were 4 point worths that the mothership would be. It would either be 50, 100, 150, or 300. So we're going to do if mathUtils.random boolean. So the first one it's going to be is point worth equal to 50. So this is a 50-50 chance. It's going to go in here, and it's either it's 50 or it's not. Then we're going to do another. So this is now doing it again. So 50-50 chance here. And now it's a 50-50 chance in here. So that makes it a 1/4. So it's whatever is up here squared. So this is 50. This is 0.5. This is 0.25. So it's a 25% chance. And then we're going to square 0.25 again, which is an even smaller number, where the worth is 150. And then finally the else is point worth equals 300. Oh, I didn't copy this. There you go. Okay. And then we're just going to go ahead, game.res.getSound UFO.play. Okay, and then we're going to do a simple update. Public void update bounds.x plus equal val.x. Okay, and then in our draw method, or first in our dispose method, just do text.dispose, and then in our draw method, go ahead and call spritebatch.draw. We're going to draw our texture at the X position and the Y position. And there we go. So that's our mothership. That's actually all we need to do for it. So we're going to go ahead and implement this into our game state. Okay? Our PlayState, sorry. So I'm actually, to do this, I'm going to make an array of them, even though there's only going to be one on the screen. I want to have an array of them anyway, so that we can add and remove them, the mothership as we please. So go ahead and make an array of the mothership, and then we're going to initialize that up where we initialize the enemy. So here we go. We called it mothership, so mothership equals new array mothership. So yeah, we just need to initialize that. Okay, that's all we need for that. Actually, down here there's some variables we need. Yes, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and make some variables for the mothership. So yeah, so after we do all this, we're gonna go ahead and do private float mothership time, and then mothership timer. Okay, so that's going to pretty much just tell whether or not there's a mothership. And then down in reset, we're going to initialize those variables, so instead of do what they are. So mothership time is 0, and then mothership timer is 7.5f. So at first it's going to wait 7 seconds before spawning the mothership. Then in our dispose, you can go ahead and do for mothership, and in mothership m.dispose m.mothership.clear. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, then we're gonna draw it, and that's gonna be in our sprite batch. So up here, go ahead and after you draw the enemies, so for mothership, I'm actually gonna do ship in mothership. Go ahead and call ship.draw. Give it all that. Okay. And then up here in our update method, go ahead and very first thing after the player updates, just call mothership time plus equals dt, so adds our delta time to the timer. If MotherShip, sorry, my phone just went off. I didn't silence it. Sorry. Anyway, if MotherShip time, so this should be lowercase. If MotherShip time is greater than MotherShip timer, MotherShip time is equal to 0, and then MotherShip dot add new MotherShip. Okay? So for MotherShip ship in MotherShip, so it's gonna go through that. It's gonna update. Update. Okay. And then boolean should break equals false. Okay. So first we're gonna go through our bullets. So for bullet. So first we're gonna check if what was I gonna say? First we're gonna check if you killed it. So if it's hit with a bullet. So if ship dot colliding with B, and this should be bullets. Bullets dot remove value B true. So first it gets rid of that bullet. I'm not gonna check if it's enemy or if it's hostile or friendly, because the only way the mothership could get hit if it's the bullet was traveling up to it. So I'm not even gonna check. You can add that too. You can add an and b dot type is friendly. Anyway, so game dot score plus equals ship dot get point worth game dot res dot get sound explosion dot play, and then we're gonna to do add particles, which we'll do next. Ship dot dispose mothership dot remove ship dot remove value ship true, and then we're gonna go ahead and do should break equals true. Mothership time equals 0. Mothership timer times equals 1.25f. So it's going to be a fourth more mothership timer. It's going to be a quarter longer than it was before. So, and then it's going to continue to the next bullet. Okay. Actually, it should break. Okay. So now after this, if should break, then break. Okay? So if you removed the mothership and you're still in here, that would set that mothership to null. So if you do a ship dot get X after that, it would be a null pointer exception. It won't work. So that's just making sure that that doesn't happen. Game with. So this breaks before it gets here, so it doesn't break the program. Actually, I'm just going to set this to continue. I probably have my reasons for doing that before. So mothership dot remove value ship. Oh no. Just go ahead and copy this, paste it down here, get rid of this. Okay. So this pretty much, it kills the mothership without giving you points if it moves to all the way to the left or all the way to the right. Okay, and that should be good. Let's go ahead and run that. We're just going to make sure that it works, and then we're going to go ahead and make particles, stars, and our okay, so we have here, that works, that works. There's our mothership. As you can see, it moved from one side of the screen to the other. Okay? So then it would have taken longer, so I didn't want to waste time. So you can go ahead and test that out if you want. So, okay, anyway, so we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to make particles. Particle is just what's going to happen when when an enemy dies and it blows up. So we're going to go ahead and do new class, call it particle. Particle. So we're going to have a float time and a timer, and this actually needs to be private float time and timer, and then private boolean should remove, private texture, import that, text, and then private float x and y. So we're going to go ahead and do a source, generate getters and setters, and do is should remove. This is pretty much the Boolean's equivalent of get. Okay, so this is going to take in an entity E. So time is 0. Timer is 0.5f. So that's how long the particle will last. Then string path equals entities slash enemies slash explode dot png. So it's gonna be not that one. It's gonna be this right here. All right. So then text equals new texture path e equals e dot get center dot x minus text dot get width times 0.5f. So that the center of the image will be displayed at the center, of the entity. So we're going to go ahead and do the same with y dot get height. Okay, and then we're going to, instead of having a draw and an update, we're just going to go ahead and do that in one method called render, float dt, and sprite batch sb. So it's going to update and draw in the same method. So time plus equals dt. Oh, we have to import sprite batch. And should remove is time is greater than timer. And sb dot set color my constants dot random color. Okay. And then sb dot draw. We're just going to go ahead and do texture, X and Y. And then again, we're going to set the color back to white. So, color.white. Okay? And then we're going to make a dispose method. So, public void dispose. And there's text.dispose. Okay? So that's our particle. Let's go ahead and implement that into our PlayState. So we're going to have an array of particles. So after we do this, so go ahead and make a private array particles. Okay, and then go ahead and down, where do I initialize it? Before, after, okay, so just after here, initialize particles. So go ahead and do particles equals partic equals new array of particle. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and add our to-dos. We're going to do particles.add. Okay, so here we're going to call up particles.add new particle ship. Okay, and then we're going to just go ahead and copy that. Not there, not there, here. And this is going to be enemy E. Okay, so go ahead, test that as well. Oh, we didn't call the render, oops. So in draw, since it's a sprite batch, we're going to go ahead and do for particle p in particles p dot particle p dot render. Alright, there we go. Now you can go ahead and test that. Oh, and I also have to check if it should remove. So, where are you? Okay, so if p dot should remove, actually go ahead and call this PA, so that there's no chance of it confusing it with the player. So dot is should remove PA dot dispose particles dot remove value PA true, and then we also have to dispose if when it's going, oops, what is wrong here? That's weird. This goes here, this goes here. Oh, there we go. There's an open curly bracket right there where there shouldn't have been. Okay, anyway, so if there is any particles left over when you're going to the game over screen, we're just going to go ahead and dispose those as well. So go ahead and just call pa.dispose and then pa.clear, or particles.clear. Okay, now it should work properly. There we go. So as you can see, it draws random colors. Okay, and I just died, so it closed the program. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and make our our heads-up display. And that's our second to last entity. The next one is just a star. So go ahead and make a class, call it HUD. It's gonna have some strings. So private string score T, that's score text. I know that's not very good. High score TA, high score TB. So high score doesn't fit in the area with our font size, so it's high and then it's going to be score at the bottom. High score TB, score, and high score. These are kind of weird naming conventions. Those three, and then shoot. Okay. So private float. So we're gonna make a set of x, y's for all of these. So it's gonna be HSTAX. So this is for the high score TA. HSTAY. HSTA height. We don't need the width. Okay. We're going to make another one, private float, or another set, float HSTA or TB X, or actually go ahead, just copy this line right here and replace these A's with B's. Okay, and then we're going to make one for the score T. This semicolon should be up here. There we go. So private float STX, STY, ST height. Okay, and then private float HSX, HSY, private float shoot X and shoot Y. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and make a private void set values so that it initializes the values even in the constructor up here. So set values. That should be a void, not a float. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to initialize our first string. So score T equals score. Okay, and we're going to have score equals my constants dot get score, so it's going to format it with the zeros at the beginning. Game dot score, and then st height is game dot res dot get height. Okay, so key is our main, that's our font. Our string will be score T. Our target width would be my constants dot world width minus my constants dot game width. H align will be align dot left, and then false because we're not going to wrap it. So go ahead, copy what's in the parentheses here. We're going to have quite a bit of these that are kind of long. Oh, and we're going to pad it a little bit, so minus 10. Yeah, so that's, yeah. STX is my constants dot game width plus 5, and STY is my constants dot world height plus 5. No, sorry. Times 0.85f plus st height times 0.5f. Okay? We can start doing our render method down here. So public void render, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a sprite batch. So import that SB, and my camera cam. I always like to have the HUD have its own drawing, completely independent of everything else. So it has its own begin and its own set projection matrix. Because when you have a game that's that is a side scroller, you're gonna want to have it the HUD be in a set location. So it's actually gonna have its own camera. Dot get font main dot draw, and then you can go ahead and get what's up here, and then here you just replace this with SB, and you should be, oh, and you have to give it an X and a Y. So STX, STY, and that should be good. So go ahead, copy this method right here. Okay, and then SB.N. So you can just, I'm just gonna do this right now. We can go up here, just do up here, private HUD. Okay, and then down here, just HUD equals new HUD. HUD equals new HUD. and then down at your draw method, we want it to draw at the very end so that it's always on top. And as you can see, it has score written up here, and it resizes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue giving values to all of our variables that we've made up here. So sh equals game.res.get height. So it's the same deal. Actually, you just copy this. But instead of score t, just do score. There's an error somewhere. Did I miss some variables? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Right here, so there should be private float sx, sy, s height. There you go. Sorry about that. So just go ahead, copy this. Okay. So then sx will be at the same x. So sx equals. Just copy this. Yeah, copy this. And then sy will be the sty, the y position of the score above it, minus the height because the strings are drawn from the top. The xy position represents the top left, not the bottom left. Minus the height, minus 7 for some padding. Make that look nice. And we're just going to go ahead and do this whole thing. So high score ta equals high score tb equals score. Okay, and then high score equals game dot, or my constant, sorry, dot get score game dot high score. Okay, why is that not? Oh, high score, sorry. Okay, and then for the height, we can just go ahead and copy this again. So change this to high score TA. So go ahead, copy this. What's in the parentheses? It should be the same. And then change this to HSTA H, the height. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and give this X values. So the same as this, they're pretty much all going to be on the same X. Oops. They're pretty much all going to be on the same X. So yeah, and then HSTBY equals, or HSTAY, sorry, is going to be at the score Y minus the score height minus 12. Okay, and then just copy this again, and then change this A to a B, and change this A to a B as well. So go ahead and copy this down so that you have it. Okay, HSTBX equals, so it's going to be pretty much the same, just 3 pixels to the right, so plus 8 as the others, and then HSTBY is equal to HSTB or AY minus HS high score text, or HS high score text A Y minus high score text A height, and then this one's going to be minus 2, so that it looks like they're kind of on the same they're together. So HSX. So we don't need a height for HSX for the high score itself, because that's going to be at the way bottom. So nothing's going to use its height. So my constants, so at the same x, game width plus 5, so it's the same x as pretty much all of these. HSY is equal to HSTBY minus HST B height minus 7. Okay? And then we're going to do shoot equals press space to shoot. Oops, I did shift tab on accident. Exclamation point, and then do shoot x equals 10. Shoot y equals my constants dot world height minus 12, so it's right at the top. Okay? Shoot. Okay. So for most of these, we're going to go ahead and just copy this line. So go ahead and copy this line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be good. So we're going to do score here and get rid of these T's. We're going to do high score TA, right? And then it's going to be HSTA, HSTA, high score TA, and we're going to copy this, change that to a B, change that to a B, change that to a B, and then we're going to do high score, high score, it's going to be HSX and HSY. So go ahead, get all this copied. That's a sprite batch there. I'm going to pause it now so that you can copy it. Okay. And now this next one is going to be a little bit different. So .get font, and we're going to go to main.draw. So we're going to go ahead and give it this again. So it's going to be a sprite batch. It's going to draw shoot at shoot X and shoot Y, with the target width being my constants dot game width. The line is going to be align dot center, and it's going to be true, just in case we need to wrap it. Okay, so get that copied down. See, it's a little different. It aligns at center so that yeah, so even though we set the X to 10, it's going to be 10 over, it's going to be the whole thing, and then it's going to center it. So if you go ahead and do this, as you can see, it's nice and centered right there. So, oh, this isn't right. I scored this HSTB, oh, that's why. There we go, HSTBY. Okay, and that should be how it looks. Nice and laggy on my computer, but it won't be as bad on yours because you're not recording and your computer probably doesn't suck like mine. So anyways, so that was that's basically it. In our next tutorial, we'll just be kind of spicing up our PlayState. We're going to be adding our little troubadour to the side with the text, as it was on Club Rush, and our stars. And then after that, we're just going to go ahead and just plow through the rest of these states. We're just going to make the splash state, title state, and game over state. Obviously, they're all going to be separate tutorials. But yeah, see you in the next video. If you have any questions, ask me via Skype, email, text, and around school or at club. Yeah, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.